Hello everyone, I am Rowena Gregorio and you are watching Eagle News International Switzerland edition. These are interesting times. And today's headlines: the world's biggest generic drug maker, Teva Pharmaceutical Industries, set for major layoffs in Israel and US. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development sees global economic growth peaking as investment lags and debt builds. German car makers warn possible battery shortage. In lifestyle, want some cheesy dish? Let us challenge our appetite to one of the cheesy Swiss national dish, raclette. Our correspondent Marco Alipiu reports on the fun and excitement as the Church of Christ in Barcelona held their first search for Mr. and Mrs. Chef 2017. While from Benelux, our correspondent Genevieve Bagayao will explore the largest railway museum in Belgium. In sports and technology, the International Olympic Committee bans 5 Russian athletes for life. Ride service Uber and Yandex plan merge in Russia. The world's largest generic drug maker, Teva Pharmaceutical Industries, is to lay off 20 to 25% of its 6,860 personnel in Israel, plus few thousand staff of its 10,000 workforce in the United States, according to website Calculus. Included to receive termination is its Chief Scientific Officer and President of Research and Development, Michael Hayden. Together with the regional management based in Israel and the US, CEO Kari Schultz is working out the details. The Histadrut Labor Federation will not accept any one-sided move of Teva's management. Histadrut spokesman Yaniv Levy says that cutting off staff will be the last resort, and if any efficiency measures will be necessary, this will only be done through negotiations and with the approval of the Labor Federation and unions. Teva is expected to carry out a cost-cutting program after their publication of third quarter results, after forecasting to miss 2017 profit forecasts due to decreasing prices of generics in the US and declining sales of its multiple sclerosis drug Copaxone. With a $40.5 million acquisition of Allergan's generic drug business Actavis in 2016, Teva is burdened with nearly $35 million debt, and with its investors is pushing Teva for coherent future plans. For Schultz, the stabilization of Teva's operating profit and cash flow is the utmost priority to improve their financial profile. CFO Mike McClellan says that Teva is working on a 2018 plan and assessing all possible options. Teva has been selling off assets to be able to pay their debts. The Organization for the Economic Cooperation and Development, or known as OECD, has positive outlook on the global economic growth. Let's get more details from our correspondent, Frida Ordinaria.
Paris-based Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, forecasts that global economy is to positively develop and set to peak at an 8-year high in 2018, although uncertain investments and dangerously growing debt levels may restrict for further improvement. Global economy is forecasted to grow 3.6% for this year, 3.7% next year, and for year 2019 back to 3.6%. OECD Chief Economist Catherine Mann says that at the moment, things look very well, but however, she will not increase the forecast growth unless there is a promising movement in the private sector and improvement of capital stock that will cause increase in wages. Mann also said that especially companies are not sufficiently investing to recover depreciation of current assets and to invest more for further growth. At the same time, companies as well as households splurge on cheap debt, which make them vulnerable, while central banks become more restrictive in their monetary policy. The growth of the euro area was seen to surpass other major developed countries for the current year. The OECD forecasts EU growth to 2.1% this year and 1.9% for 2018.
German car makers warned possible battery shortage, restricting to boost the production of electric vehicles. Here is Eve Ordinario with the details.
Germany's largest industry association, Bundesverband der deutschen Industrie, warned the German car industry that it risks running short of key raw materials for the automotive batteries. According to Matthias Wachter, head of security and raw materials at the BDI, the risk of running into bottlenecks in raw material supply is increasing because demand is growing faster than production capacity. He also added, without sufficient supplies, for instance, of cobalt, graphite, lithium, or manganese, there will not be any future technology made in Germany. Due to the government's regulations on pollution around the world, the demand of these materials will increase. Volkswagen said it is pushing to secure long-term supply contracts to avoid material shortages as it aims to invest 34 billion euros in battery-powered cars by 2022 to challenge Tesla incorporation. On the other hand, Mercedes brand plans to offer an electric version of every model by 2022, and BMW has vowed to achieve mass production by 2025 with fully electric models.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our lifestyle stories from Europe and Africa. Here's our program for today. Introducing one of Switzerland's traditional dishes, raclette, a cooking contest of married couples in Barcelona, Spain, and discovering the train world in Belgium, Brussels. Hosting a get-together is not that easy if it comes to food that will impress your guests without keeping you in the kitchen. Frida Ordinario will show you how to enjoy your time with your guests with a traditional Swiss cheese dish.
With over 450 types of cheese produced in Switzerland, we can assume that Swiss people are really fond of their cheese. They love their cheese so much that the main ingredient of their traditional dish is cheese. Raclette usually comes in wheels and originated from the mountainous Swiss canton of Valais. Racler in French means to scrape. It officially became a cheese type in the year 1874, but the dish itself was already known since the 13th century. The cheese has to be heated in front of a fire or a grill. A very popular tool used is the raclette grill, which allows multiple cheese pans to be used for melting cheese, while meats and vegetables are fried on top. When the cheese is melted, it is scraped onto cooked potatoes. Traditionally, it is served together with dried meat, pickled onions, and gherkins, but no one is limited on what they would like to have as their side dish. Although raclette is very popular during winter season, the raclette grill never comes with only one pan. Eating raclette is always associated with families and friends eating together. So whenever you want to have a get-together, eating raclette may be one of the ways to do so. After so much cheese, I would recommend to get yourself a hot cup of tea. I'm Frida Ordinario and I'm 1 with 25.
Thanks, Frida. Are you married and would like to strengthen your relationship with your spouse? Members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo or Church of Christ in Barcelona, Spain, held a fun activity which indeed will spice up the lives of married couples. Let's hear more from Marco Alipio.
The members of the Church of Christ in the local congregation of Barcelona, Spain, held its very own first Mr. and Mrs. Chef 2017.
The contest was for married couples. Each married couple comprised a team. The contest aimed to strengthen the bond of the married couples and also to develop their skills in cooking and preparation of different dishes. The team must be able to cook or prepare a 3-course meal, which includes an appetizer, an entree, and dessert. There was a time limit given to the participants. There were 2 sets of judges. The first set was assigned to observe the actual preparation of the food, and the second set of judges was assigned to test the food and not allowed to see the actual contest properly. The names of the team with their corresponding entries was revealed after judging. There were special awards given, and the grand champion was awarded as Mr. and Mrs. Chef 2017.
Overall, Mr. and Mrs. Chef 2017. Mr. and Mrs. 11.
The audience enjoyed the event as they were also given the chance to taste the food. The event was filled with fun and excitement.
I'm Marco Gerald J. Calipio, and I'm 1 with 25.
Now, let's discover beautiful and unique pieces from the history of the Belgian railways. Here is Genevieve Bagayao with the story.
Today I am going to be your tour guide, and we are going to visit the largest railway museum in Belgium, the Train World Museum. Let's go and find out more about the history of Train World Museum and be amazed together. The Train World Museum was opened in September 2015 by King Philip. It is located in Schaerbeek Station in the northeast of the center of Brussels. It's the first ever railway line built on the European continent and the oldest surviving station in Belgium. Wow! The Train World Museum is more than just a collection of railway vehicles. It is also where the information on how the railway line in Belgium was built can also be found here. Trains with different designs will definitely complete your excitement even if you are not an avid fan of railway trains. The Train World Museum is housed into 2 buildings, the Monumental and the Modern Building. The Monumental Building is a Flemish neo-Renaissance style and was classified as a historic monument in 1994. The Modern Building is an industrial hangar, the most important part of the museum. It is because the most valuable items of the collection are displayed in this section, like the 19th century railway bridge, Paceways locomotive dating 1842, which is the oldest preserved locomotive in continental Europe. Type 12 is streamlined steam locomotive whose speed in 1939 beat all records. Royal cars, the luxury Trans-Europe Express, stainless steel TEE cars, which is the predecessor of high-speed trains. You can also see a hall full of ticking clocks, which illustrates the fact that railways were responsible for the standardization of time in Belgium before. And that's not where it ends. You can still see some bonuses as you go on your way to the exit, like the cinematic vision of the railway in the future with seats taken from the first-class carriages, the driving simulator wherein you can drive a train through that device, and also today's train in Belgium. See, It's really amazing, and I hope you enjoyed our tour of one of the popular museums here in Belgium, the Train World Museum. From Brussels, Belgium, I am Genevieve Bagayao, reporting for Eagle News. I am 1 with 25.
That's it for today's lifestyle stories from continental Europe and Africa. Join us again next time for more. I am Yvonne Tomas and I am 1 with 25.
Hi, I'm Kyle Macalino, bringing you sports and technology news. 5 more Russian athletes from the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics have been banned for life from any future Olympics. One of these athletes is the president of Russia's Bobsleigh Federation, Alexander Zubkov, who won gold in the 2-man and 4-man event. Dmitry Trunenkov and Alexei Negedalyo have also been included in the disqualification, both members of the gold medal 4-man bobsleigh team. A total of 19 Russian athletes have been suspended from the Olympics on November 1, based on the findings of 2016 McLaren report. According to this report, the Russian athletes benefited from a state-sponsored doping program between 2011 and 2015. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, will decide within the next few weeks if Russian athletes will be allowed to compete at the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea, which will begin on February 2018. Uber and Yandex announced to combine operations in 127 cities within Russia, Armenia, Belarus, and many more countries, which is planned for July 2018. The San Francisco-based car service Uber agreed to invest $225 million, while Yandex has planned to add $100 million into a new combined company. The Federal Anti-Monopoly Service of Russia said in a statement that the two car services must allow their partners, drivers, and passengers to work for the competitor's services and fully inform users of the legal entity which is providing the service. Consumers would also be able to use both Yandex and Uber apps, while their driver apps will be integrated. The two companies plan to close the deal in January 2018 after the New Year holidays in Russia. That was it from this episode's Sports and Technology News. I am Kyle Macalino and I am 1 with 25.
That is today's Eagle News International Switzerland edition. Join us again next time as we bring news that matters to you.